This is Life Lessons from Your Lawyer, and today we have a juicy topic of discussion: workplace relationships. The general rule of thumb is no, there's no workplace relationships. Here's why. Y'all remember the Coldplay gate scandal from earlier this year. The woman involved, the director of HR, came out and did an interview with New York Times journalist, and she shared her perspective, her side of the story. And I learned a ton. And having these new facts, well, my HR attorney's spidey senses were just like buzzing on high alert. I couldn't stop thinking about this situation from a legal perspective and also from, reality for the employer and the employee. So here's what ended up happening. The employer did an investigation and it reinstated the female employee to her position. The female employee decided that she couldn't go back into the workplace given how everything had gone viral, and she negotiated her resignation. And this is the ideal outcome for the employer. So the question is, if this was the ideal outcome for the employer, why didn't it just not reinstate her? Because it had to reinstate her, that's why. So the law, this is what I suspect happened. The attorneys for the employer realized that whatever policy violation she engaged in was not bad enough to warrant termination. So there was no legitimate business reason to terminate her. And therefore, any termination would be based on an unlawful rationale. So it couldn't terminate her. It had to give her her job back. But giving her her job back means, number one, she might be subjected to a hostile workplace environment when she goes back to work, because everybody's going to be looking at her and whispering rumors, gossip. Number two, she's not a very effective director of HR given what's happened. This twisty-turny curve that has happened in her life has really negated her ability to perform her job. And the employer took a risk, made a guess that she wouldn't want to come back to work. And I bet that this is how it went down, right? Employer's attorney calls up employment attorney. Hi there. So of course, we'd love to give your client her job back. We understand she's going through a really hard time. We didn't find that her conduct was such that it violated any workplace policies. But also we recognize she might not want to come back to work. That is valid, reasonable. We understand this is a terrible situation. How can we make it easier for her? What can we do to help? Does she need some money? Would she like to resign and maybe sign a waiver of her right to sue us and a non-disparagement clause and confidentiality clause? We'll give her some money and, she can move on with her life. Yeah, good, great, done and done. Brilliant. So if this ever happens to you, I hope not, you know who to call. Remember, we're not your therapist, we're your counsel, and we give really good advice.